What is going on, ladies and gents? And welcome back to another Transit Gaming Go Battle League video. Now, before I show you guys the battles, there's just one question I want to ask you guys. Are you tired of the insanely overpowered Pokemon in the Great League? From the electric nightmare of Galvantula who keeps lunging your Pokemon, to Swampert who keeps spamming Hydro Cannons in your face, to Bulky, Azumarill, and Umbreon who can survive almost anything? Well, don't worry, because Niantic has gave us a solution to our problems. Introducing the Great League Remix. But the following Pokemon are banned from this special cup, which are Venusaur, Raichu, Alolan Raichu, Marowak, Alolan Marowak, Azumarill, Umbreon, Skarmory, Swampert, Galvantula, Stunfisk, Galarian Stunfisk, and Talonflame. All other Pokemon below 1500 CP will be allowed in this Great League Remix Cup. So guys, enjoy this Remix Cup without the annoying Pokemon that makes us rage while you can. From April 12th at 1 PM local time to April 26th at 1 PM local time. And finally, during the Remix Cup period, there has been an update to the move pools of some Pokemon. And so the following Pokemon are able to learn the new Grass-type charge attack of Leaf Storm: Sunflora, Celebi, Ludicolo, Roserade, and Leavanny. And the Dark-type charge move Payback can now be taught to Persian, Alolan Persian, Cacnea, Cacturne, Absol, Bronzor, Bronzong, and Liepard. Now, if you guys didn't know, Payback was previously exclusive to only Machamp, even though it itself is not a dark type, which is really interesting. But anyways, this is just about all that you guys need to know about this new Remix Cup, and so let's get right into the battles. Alright, now as you guys can see on the screen, here's the team that I built for the Remix Cup. Now, it took me quite a while to come up with this team that actually ended up helping me go 5-0 like I think 3 times, and actually helped me do decently well. Okay, so as you can see, I am running Jellicent on the lead with Bubble, Bubble Beam, and Shadow Ball. Probopass with Rock Throw, Magnet Bomb, and Thunderbolt, and Altaria with Dragon Breath, Sky Attack, and Dragon Pulse. By the way, this is the same Altaria from the Holiday Cup video, and so check out my video on that cup in the upper right corner if you haven't already. Alright, in the first round, I'm up against TT, Taku, N, and N. Okay, I'm bad at this. Okay, we have Jellicent on the lead versus a Politoed. Not a terrible matchup for us, because even though our water moves are resisted, what I'm going to do here is go for a Shadow Ball. Now, this would put a lot of pressure on the opponent to shield, or will do a lot of neutral damage on the Politoed. Okay, the opponent decides to let it go, which is very interesting. And Charge Move now coming through on the Politoed. This is most likely a Weather Ball, which I'm not going to shield, and it was a Weather Ball, which does a good amount of neutral damage. A good amount of resisted damage, I'm sorry. Okay, another Charge Move coming through. Now, like, you guys can just see how freaking spammy Politoed is. But it's not as much of an annoyance as Swampert.
Are you sure about that?
Okay, another Bubble Beam coming through, which will lower the attack on Politoed. I'm sorry, a Bubble Beam coming through. Okay, and a third Weather Ball coming through on the Politoed. Now, my Jellicent is getting pretty low, but my Jellicent's able to bubble down the Politoed. Now, let's see what the opponent has next. It is a Bastiodon. Now, I'm kind of surprised that that was his only answer to a Jellicent. And so now what I'm going to do is go for a Shadow Ball, which unfortunately goes shielded. Now, what I have to do in this situation is to go for Bubble Beam, but unfortunately loses the lag and couldn't get to it on time. It's kind of tough to figure out what to do now, because even though Probopass is pretty tanky like Bastiodon, it still does almost nothing to the Bastiodon. Stone Edge coming through, look at the pathetic damage it does to the Probopass. Now, just look at it. It's pretty much a budget Bastiodon. Yeah, and that is the reason why I used that instead of Bastiodon, because it takes way too much resources to build one. Okay, I go for a Thunderbolt, which does a little bit of neutral damage. Flamethrower coming through on the Bastiodon, which also does pathetic damage. Now this mirror match of the Rock Steel
wall, build a wall,
is just gonna take a very long time. Another Thunderbolt coming in, and still goes unshielded. Now, I don't know why I sack swapped into my Altaria, but I'm still gonna shield, and it was a Flamethrower, which could have been resisted if I didn't shield. Now, the opponent swaps into a Medicham, which is a good matchup for this Altaria because it can just take super effective damage from Sky Attack. And of course, it gets the last shield, which is very good. Now, charge move coming through. This is most likely an Ice Punch or Power Up Punch. And it was the Power Up Punch. Good thing I didn't shield that. Okay, another charge move coming through. Let's see, I do decide to shield it, and it was a Psychic, not an Ice Punch. Okay, but that still would have did a fair bit of neutral damage because its attack was boosted from the Power Punch. Now, Sky Attack coming through, which should take out the Medicham, and we still have the Bastiodon to deal with, but look at the amount of health the Altaria has, and we should be able to take it out. And win number 1 for the Remix Cup. And so let's go ahead and get right into the next battle. Alright, coming into round 2, we're up against Esteban PXD. Okay, we have Jellicent on the lead versus a Shadow Hypno. Now, this is a really tough matchup because it can just keep throwing Thunder Punches, which would do a lot of super effective damage, but I'm going to try to go for a Shadow Ball and put a lot of pressure on the opponent to use a shield. Let's see, and of course it gets the shield. Now, I made a mistake here because I probably should have swapped out of the Jellicent, because I unfortunately had to burn a shield here to soak up the Thunder Punch. Oh, but I tried to get a Bubble Beam, but unfortunately, the Hypno was able to throw a Thunder Punch, which almost takes out the Jellicent, and okay, what an interesting move by the opponent. Swaps out to a Meganium to take out the Jellicent. Now, Altaria is coming in to attack the Meganium, and it throws a Frenzy Plant, which does resisted damage. Now, Charge Move coming through on the Altaria. This is a Sky Attack, which should do a lot of super effective damage if it goes unshielded. It goes unshielded, and able to take out the Meganium with Dragon Breath. And Hypno comes in, Shadow Hypno comes in again, and let's go for another Sky Attack. Now, the opponent might shield this, which he does. And let's wait on the charge move. Oh, okay, but I decide to sack swap into the Probopass to soak up the Thunder Punch, which was somewhat of a good decision, but unfortunately the opponent has a Shadow Machamp at the back, which is the one thing which it was a very terrible mistake on my part, because that Probopass was pretty much wasted, and it literally is double weak to fighting. Cross Chop coming in on the Machamp, and I had to shield that. And oh no! And that was it for me because I couldn't get to a Sky Attack before he got to another charge move. The Cross Chop takes out the Altaria, and good game to my opponents. See guys, this is one of the cases on what not to do with this team with Probopass. Or in fact any other Rock Steel type. Because you really want to try to keep the Rock Steel type away from any potential fighters at the back. Like that Machamp you just saw. But anyways, let's go ahead and get right into the third battle. Okay, round 3 coming in, we're up against Fabs 1893. Okay, we have Jellicent on the lead versus Primeape. Somewhat of a decent matchup, but I just have to watch out for the Night Slashes that it can throw. Okay, that was pretty fast, but Night Slash coming in, and why the heck did I not shield that? That does a lot of that does quite a bit of super effective damage, and good thing it didn't get the attack boost. Now, Shadow Ball coming in from the Jellicent. Will this get a shield? It does get a shield, which is beautiful. And another Night Slash coming through. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with my talking? And I had to shield it. Now, oh! And before I could throw the Bubble Beam, it sack swaps away into a Snorlax, which does almost nothing to it, but is able to debuff the Snorlax, and I have to switch to my Altaria. Body Slam coming through from the Snorlax and does some chip damage on the Altaria. Okay, let's go for a Sky Attack and see how much damage that does. Okay, it goes unshielded and does some neutral damage to it, and oh, unfortunately it was able to get to another Body Slam before it goes down. Okay, with my Dragon Breaths, I can take down the Snorlax, and what is the opponent going to do? It is an Altaria Mirror Match! Okay, before it goes down, I am able to get to another Sky Attack and do some chip damage to it. Oh, and it actually gets a shield too. That's fine. Now, of course, in this situation, I'm going to switch to my Probopass and start to farm down with rock throws, but the opponent switches into his Primeape, and of course I had to get out of it. Night Slash coming through from the Primeape, and of course I have to use my final shield, and what I can do in this situation is go for a Bubble Beam, and it should chip out the last it should chip out the Primeape's health, which is nice. Okay, can I get to a Shadow Ball? I can get to a Shadow Ball before the Jellicent goes down, just barely. And it does, quite a bit of neutral damage to the Altaria. And yeah, the Probopass is still there, and there's pretty much nothing that the Altaria can do now. Because, okay, it goes for a Dragon Pulse, but that still does almost nothing. And the Rock Throws are just going to take it out. Alright, so that was a good third battle. And let's go ahead and get right into the next battle. Okay, round 4, we're up against Chanikia 2004. Jellicent against Whiscash. Now, this is a good matchup because we really want to keep the Whiscash away from the Probopass, but unfortunately the opponent switches into a Hypno. Now, I'm going to do the same thing I did last time. Okay, but this is a mistake on my end because instead of going for a Shadow Ball, I went for a Bubble Beam instead, hoping that the opponent would shield, but the opponent does not shield. Like, come on, I should have went for a Shadow Ball and would have almost took out the Hypno. Okay, Thunder Punch coming in, and of course I had to shield that. Okay, I go for another Bubble Beam, hoping to get a shield from the opponent, which was another bad choice. Thunder Punch coming in from the Hypno on my Altaria, And, oh, okay, that was a mistake. That was a Shadow Ball instead. That doesn't do that much damage to my Altaria. But, okay, I probably should have farmed it down, but I went for a Sky Attack here. And that takes out the Hypno. And, unfortunately, the opponent has a Wigglytuff at the back, which the Altaria is pretty much rendered useless in this situation. Now, I'm in an extremely tough situation. So, the only thing I can do now is go to my Probopass and start to farm down on it. Oh yeah, and that is what I mean. The opponent still has the Whiscash at the back, and that is what we don't want against the Probopass. Okay, we go for a Magnet Bomb, which does almost nothing to the Whiscash. Now, and the opponent still has massive shield advantage over me. Now, I went for a Shadow Ball to hopefully get a shield. It does get a shield. And the opponent has to shield this. Okay, Mud Bomb coming in from the Whiscash. Do I shield this? No, I do not. And that almost takes out the Jellicent. And unfortunately, the Whiscash has a second Mud Bomb, which I had to shield this because we can't let the Probopass suffer. All that I can do now is try to lower the Whiscash's attack as much as I can, which still isn't going to do a lot. And, okay, but that does get the final shield. Okay, another Mud Bomb coming in from the Whiscash. I'm going to have to let this go. Man, like, Whiscash is just one spammy Mud Boy, but like, I would run Whiscash, but it just does not do well against grass types. Hey, Wigglytuff comes back in and goes for an Ice Beam that does pathetic damage to Probopass, but I'm still screwed at this situation because even 2 Magnet Bombs aren't enough to take out the Whiscash. Okay, Magnet Bomb coming in. Let's see how much damage it does. Okay, it does pathetic damage, and yup, that was a very close battle. If only I got to another Magnet Bomb in time before the Whiscash got to a charge move. But good game to my opponent. And let's go ahead and get into the final battle. Okay, round 5, we're up against J-Lion Unknown. Okay, we have Jellicent on the lead versus a Shadow Beedrill. A rather interesting choice in the Remix Cup, because Beedrill is very anti-Fairy type. Okay, you go for a Shadow Ball. This will put a lot of pressure on the opponent to shield. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh my gosh, the Shadow Ball goes through! Boom! It takes out the Beedrill. And what is the opponent's going to do next? It goes for a Diggersby. Now, this is another good matchup for the Jellicent because, one, its water moves do super effective damage on the Diggersby, and bad thing is, Shadow Ball is going to do resisted damage on the Diggersby, so of course I'm just going to do water type moves on it. Oh, I shield the Earthquake that happens to come in, which was a very good call by me. That would have did a lot of neutral damage. Okay, let's keep lowering the attack even further with more Bubble Beams. Okay, another charge move coming in from the Diggersby. I decided not to shield this, but it was another Earthquake. Ouch! That does a lot. That does quite a bit of neutral damage, but Jellicent is still able to hold on and goes for another Bubble Beam, which almost takes out the Diggersby, and the opponent swaps into a Defense Form Deoxys. Now I would have been able to go for a Shadow Ball to get a shield, but instead I swapped to the Altaria. And charge move coming through is a Thunderbolt, which does some neutral damage. Still fine for my Altaria. It can hold on. Alright, Sky Attack coming in on the Defense Form Deoxys. And gets the first shield. Now, Deoxys is likely going to go for another Thunderbolt. Okay, but it doesn't do a charge move yet. Sky attack coming in from the Altaria. Will this get the final shield? Gets the final shield. And okay, Deoxys goes for an attack. I decided to shield, and it was a Psycho Boost, which would have done neutral damage. And and goes for another Psycho Boost. Alright, it was farming up a lot of energy. Okay, and able to... okay, the opponent gives up because both Pokemon have little health. Okay, and wins the final battle in this Remix Cup set. And my reward is a Frillish. Now, this was a 96% Frillish, which was awesome. And the grind to Legends still continues. Man, I just really suck. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know how you guys are doing in this Remix Cup, and any team ideas down below in the comments. And so, have a great day, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.